Have you ever been in a situation where there's another man throwing punches down on your face and you are helpless to do anything about it? Now, if you've never been jumped or if you've never trained martial arts, then chances are that you have never had this experience, and it is one that makes one feel weak, powerless, helpless, and it's a thought that if we were in any other place, I mean, for me, I experienced it at the martial arts gym. So if this was any other place, if this was in prison, if this was out in the wild, if this was out during anarchy and there was no one to stop it, then this man could literally have his way with me and I couldn't do anything about it. And the first time I experienced this, it was a very awkward feeling because the idea that I had in my head of what I was capable of was a fallacy because I had never thought that I would find myself in this position. And the thinking was that, oh, if I ever get into a situation where I'm in an altercation with someone and I actually get angry, then I'll be able to handle myself. But the reality is that I was untrained and I was unable to do anything about it. And that really threw me down a spiral of negative thinking. And it was a large part of the reason why I lost a lot of confidence because I realized that the pride I had in terms of the strength I had developed, in terms of the power that I thought I had, was nothing more than an illusion. And when I stepped foot into the dojo, I was humbled and I realized that I am not as strong as I thought I was. I'm not as capable as I thought I was. So, where am I going with this? So, I've been training martial arts pretty consistently after having that experience because, and I continue to have that experience to be honest, because the first time I was in that position, I was like, I cannot allow myself to be in this position because right now it's me. If I find myself being attacked and I find myself in this position, okay, like worst case scenario, I'm the one that gets beaten up. But when there's other people depending on me and I am supposed to step into my role as a protector and I'm unable to do anything about it, then that's not something that I would be able to live with. And then for that reason, I started training martial arts consistently, but I continue to have this experience. So I've been training this whole week. I trained every single day, and every single day I got beaten up. So I was talking to my friend about this, and I was telling him that sometimes it can get disheartening putting in so much work and still being at the bottom of the hierarchy in my gym, and it just feels humiliating sometimes. And he was talking to me, we were going back and forth, and he's someone that saw me at the start of my journey where I didn't have any training at all, and then a couple of days back we trained after a year of having been on this journey. And he said something to me that really shifted the way that I've been approaching this. And he said, yo, the you of today could literally kill the you of 1 year ago. And that was the switch. I realized that I was stuck in this negative loop, comparing myself to other people who were on their own journey, who were at a way higher level than I was in my own martial arts journey. And that was putting me into a negative feedback loop because I was thinking that I'm powerless, that I'm weak, because I was comparing my own abilities to someone else's. And when he said that to me, he said that, yo, the you of right now could literally kill the you of 1 year ago. That was the switch. I realized that sometimes we get caught up, whether it's in martial arts, whether it's in finances, whether it's in any other area of life, we have this tendency to compare ourselves to other people. And the first point is that we have no idea what the other people went through. They went through their own path, their own journey, their own struggles, their own challenges. And we just see the end result. What we don't see is the process that they had to go through in order to achieve that result, in order to have the experience that they're having right now, in order to have the abilities that they have right now. That was a journey that they had to take. And from the outside looking in, we are unaware of what that journey actually looks like. So that's the first point. Now, the second point is that the more that we compare ourselves to other people, the more that we get caught up in this negative feedback loop. I was reading somewhere that the more screen time someone has, the more depression that they have. And I suspect the likely reason for this is because social media, where we're scrolling, we're watching the highlight reel of other people, of what they've achieved, of the lifestyles that they live, about how much money they've made and how fit their bodies are and what type of relationships they have. And we see again the end result, we don't see the process, and there is this tendency to compare our own journeys to theirs, and then that just puts one into that negative feedback loop of depression. And apologies for the construction over there. Hopefully it does not distract too much from the video over here, and hopefully I can remove the sound. But when my friend said that to me, when he said that, yo, the you of today could literally kill the you of 1 year ago, that's where the shift happens. And you realize that you should stop comparing yourself to other people, because you have no idea about the journey they've taken. But when you are on this path of self improvement, of developing yourself, of improving yourself, of getting better, of installing better habits, of getting rid of bad habits and becoming a better person, then you can compare yourself to the person that you were 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you know the journey that you've been on. And when you have that perspective shift and you stop comparing yourself to other people and you start comparing yourself to who you used to be, that's when you realize how much growth that you have experienced if you are on this path of self improvement. Because people that are not on this path of self improvement, they are in a negative feedback loop with their habits, their thinking, their behaviors, the routines that they're having. And then that just sends them down a spiral. And they look back 5 years from now and then they're like, shit, I'm way worse off. So yeah, I don't know what to say to that type of person, but chances are that if you're watching this video, you have been on that path of improving yourself, of developing yourself. And I think that really is the red pill. Realizing that you can get better when you improve your habits, when you change your behaviors. It's the difference between the growth mindset and the fixed mindset, right? Growth mindset sees the opportunity for improvement. The fixed mindset believes that our abilities, our character, our identity, it's all fixed. So when we have that growth mindset is when we swallow the red pill, and then when we realize that, we start installing better behaviors and habits, we start identifying our weaknesses, because in the fixed mindset, the weakness is seen as a threat to one's identity, as a threat to one's character. But with the growth mindset, yeah, it may still be seen as a threat to one's character. For example, when I started training martial arts, I thought that I was a certain level of strength and ability, and then I got humbled, and that was what forced me to literally put in my calendar to train consistently so that I can get better. And that's the difference. Whereas someone else who's not on this growth mindset, they might think, oh, I can't put myself through that situation again. I'm just the worst that there ever was. So there's no point in humiliating myself. Now I continue to humiliate myself. I continue to get dominated. I continue to get humbled in the gym, and it's not always easy, and it can be disheartening. Like today after class, I was there. We were jogging after the sparring was over, and my head was down, and another guy in the class was like, yo, keep your head up, man, keep your head up, because I was partnered up with someone who was way higher level than me, and I just couldn't really do much, and I was getting dominated, and he just reminded me to keep my head up. And so that is definitely something that we deal with. But again, connecting to that image of who you used to be and where you used to be, and comparing yourself to your own journey when you are on self improvement, that can really allow you to feel better about yourself and realize that you appreciate your own path, because you have no idea what someone else has been through to get to where they are right now. Right? So stop comparing yourself to others and compare yourself to who you used to be. Have that perspective shift and realize that you are on the path of becoming a better person. And when you are, then the sky is not even the limit, right? Because when you stay consistent, you compound that, and it's impossible, a scientific impossibility to determine what you are capable of. Okay, so stick to it, stay on the path, develop the right habits, continue improving yourself, continue letting go of the behaviors that don't serve you. It's a endless path of self-development and improvement, because your potential is literally limitless. There's no way to determine what you are capable of if you just stick to the process and continue improving and leveling up.